To the protesters in DC, listen, I'm with you. I hear you. You're frustrated. You're angry. You're stuck at home. Businesses are closed. We're all told that we're being scared half to death over a pandemic, and you know what? And we know that we can't trust the elections because they're run on fraudulent software. We also know that too many of us can barely afford to make ends meet. There are too many people that are homeless, too many people that are hungry, too many people that are just living on the streets. And we also know that no one in government is doing anything about it. I'm with you. I understand your concerns. As a matter of fact, running for office the last year, I've learned that every American wants the same thing. We want a constitution. We want our liberty. We want clean air and fresh water, healthy food. We want money that retains value, and we want our Constitution applied evenly to all people. But storming the Capitol with guns and shooting people, whether it was by accident or not, that's not the way to do it. And now the president's going to tell you, hey, listen, go home, but the election is still a fraud. President Trump is the only person that has the authority to actually do something about it, and he's not doing it. He can use the Defense Production Act to seize the election code and make it public to prove to America that our elections are fraudulent, that they're run on fraudulent software, that they can be hacked by anybody in the world, and yet he's not doing that. Why is that? President Trump doesn't have our best interests in mind. Vice President Biden's not going to make things transparent either. So voting for either one of the two major parties, it's not going to get it done. I hear your frustration. I hear it. But again, storming with guns is not the way to do it. Government is trustworthy only when it's transparent. So, what I would ask you to do, as a concerned American citizen, an everyday average Joe from Detroit, what I would ask you to do is to stand outside the Capitol, protest and demand transparency. Demand that President Trump seize the election code and make it public. That's the key. Transparency in government is trustworthy government, and America is suffering a crisis of trust and confidence. And President Trump, this message is for you. If you are not willing to lead with the trust and confidence of the American people through transparency and governance, then you need to get out. And if President-elect Biden refuses to follow through and do the same, we need to vote him out of office too. We need transparency in government. Liberty is clean air, fresh water, healthy organic food, money that retains value over time, a constitution that applies evenly to all people. And liberty is only possible with transparency in government. And it's time that we get some transparency.